Welcome to the booth. My name is DJ, and today we will be going back to the Champions League. Well, it is the second leg of the quarterfinal between Borussia. Wait, quarterfinal? No, it's the first round of knockouts, right? Yeah, first round of knockouts. I'm crazy. Round of 16. It's the second leg between Dortmund and Manchester City. We are in Germany today after result in Manchester was a 2-1 victory for City, so they are ahead on the actual scoreboard. But of course, Dortmund have that away goal, and they will only need a 1-0 victory today to take the tie in their favor. Let's run through the lineups as quickly as we can here at the moment. Taking a look for the home side. Excuse me here. Screwed that up. I actually got to get my tabs back up. I can't see the text here. For the home side, hits in goal, More, Akanji, Hummels, and Guerrero going to make up the back four. Jude Bellingham, Emre Can, and Dahoud will make up the midfield trio. And Nauf, Haaland, and Royce will lead the line here today. So no Jadon Sancho available for Terzic's side, but they will have Haaland and Royce available, something they will be thrilled about. Those two can score goals at literally any opportunity, literally any time of the match. Such massive threats here, even against a Manchester City side that have been so defensively resolute throughout this season. But if we do look over at that Manchester City side, quite a different look today from Pep Guardiola. It's Alexander Zinchenko, Ederson in goal, Alexander Zinchenko, Ruben Diaz, John Stones, Kyle Walker making up the back four. Ilkay Gundogan, of course, once a Borussia Dortmund player himself. Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne will be the midfield trio with Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, and Riyad Mahrez leading the line. So no availability for Raheem Sterling. No striker leading the line today. No Gabriel Jesus. No Sergio Aguero. Instead, it will be sort of that false nine in Bernardo Silva leading the line. So expect a lot of dynamism from this City side. Expect Silva to be dropping deep. Expect him to be interchanging with Foden and really to be getting the runaround with De Bruyne, with Gundogan even bursting forward. We'll see how this one does play out. Pep Guardiola historically has gotten a lot of flack for overthinking lineups and tactics in Champions League ties. It has cost City in the past. Of course, it's not all him. There's just no way that's ever the case. There has been some misfortune. There's been some other teams just playing really well against them, but it has been multiple times now, and it is a recurring trend. And today he does go in a second leg away from home with a false nine while leading the tie. So we'll have to keep an eye on how these formations sort of play into each other and whether Dortmund can have control, because in the first leg, they had zero. They had absolutely no control. They had no way to keep the ball. They were just hoping for one play to kind of get themselves in the game. And they did get that play. They were able to snatch a goal away, and they did manage to get that away goal. So they'll be feeling confident that they can do a similar thing here today, I would imagine. But nevertheless, we'll have to watch and see if they do get a bit more of a foothold into the game this time around. For Dortmund here, Haaland and Can are on yellow card cautions going into the second leg. So another yellow card could see them miss the first leg of the quarterfinals if they do move on. There is Terzic. Handshake now with Pep Guardiola. So the captains are here to exchange banners. It is Kevin De Bruyne actually wearing the armband for Manchester City today. Is an interesting one that it's not on Ruben Diaz, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. It does typically rotate around a lot of City players. So not something that they typically prioritize as particularly important. If you look at the Manchester City lineup here, yellow card cautions. Give it 1 second here as it does come up. Let's see who we have on yellow card cautions. Nobody, actually. A clean slate. Fernandinho, who is on the bench, and Joao Cancelo are on yellow card cautions, but they are not in the lineup here today. So quite a clean slate for Manchester City. And just as kickoff about to get started, I'm going to run and grab a drink so that I can get through this match. I'll be right back and the game will kick off. Alrighty, and kickoff still has not happened. That is nice. Bit of a delayed start to this one, as I think the Real Madrid-Liverpool match has already gotten underway. All right, players rising to their feet. I will drop the background down for the scoreboard. Oh, that's not right. There we go. I have to be a little careful how much I show today. I think I actually need to go to Twitch. Oh, hello, Max. Well, thank you for that. And yeah, absolutely. I think that's the way the channel should be done. You know, if you got it on TV, definitely go and watch it. But if you want to listen to me over the commentators, do it. If you want to just mute me and yeah, like you said, get the viewer count up, very much appreciated. So thank you for that, and I hope you are enjoying this lovely Wednesday afternoon of Champions League football. Early foul going to come through here from Bellingham. Actually, no call there from the referee. Very surprised, as it looked like he went through the back of a Manchester City player. It was a big scrap for possession at the moment. 3 players from either side fighting for this ball, and it's Bernardo Silva coming out worse for wear as he reaches in. Does trip a Dortmund player. Early free kick for them. As I was mentioning, I gotta be a little careful how much I show in the corner. I think I got a copyright strike from Twitch the other day. I'm not sure exactly what for. I'm like 99% sure that this should fall very well within, you know, not broadcasting right infringements, basically, showing this corner of the scoreboard. So hopefully I'm okay. If I'm not, I'll just have to have a conversation with Twitch. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Just gotta get it on that big screen, right? The phone never does quite enough. Offside here against Marco Reus. Will do. Thank you, sir. Here's John Stones. Sliding this one over to the right-hand side. Now it's Zinchenko. Over to Foden. Good possession here. Very quick pressure coming in from Bellingham, but he can't quite get on top of the ball. This one rolled back over to Ruben Diaz. Zinchenko. Foden all the way back to Diaz. Good initial defensive setup here for Dortmund. They do have a lot of players behind the ball. You can see a line of 5 midfielders as Stones comes forward, lays it out to the right for Kyle Walker. He'll swing it back. So they are once again really looking for these counterattack opportunities even at home. Does make it a little easier to have this sort of setup at home when you don't have fans in the stadium urging you to go forward. But now, hopefully for all parties involved, the teams, the fans, the players, we are not too far away, I would hope, from starting to see some stadiums open up. Even here in the US, a lot of vaccinations coming through. We're definitely not there yet, but can sort of feel the tide swinging in our favor, which is very encouraging. Throw in here as Dortmund takes it back and clears it off a Man City player. There is Pep Guardiola. Brilliant manager of Manchester City, of course, as we mentioned, in the build-up to kickoff, has been a little maligned in the Champions League for some of his tactical decisions in ties past that Manchester City have lost. Going for another interesting setup today with a false striker here instead of either Raheem Sterling or Sergio Aguero or Gabriel Jesus, excuse me. We do have Bernardo Silva playing in that sort of false striker role. You can see here at the moment even it is De Bruyne playing much more in an advanced position than Bernardo Silva, who was listed there. Here's Rafael Guerreiro coming up the left flank for Dortmund. Nice 1-2 inside. Bit of a tug back on Emre Can, but really no advantage to be played here. Chan, it's a long looping ball over to Delaney. He's taken off of this one by Foden. There's a bit of a chance here for a break. Now a lot of yellow shirts arriving, and Gundogan will just be forced to slow the attack down. Nice dodge there by the referee as the pass from Gundogan comes right at him. Gets out of the way. Does stay with Manchester City. A loose touch here for Kevin De Bruyne, but look at the back heel. So clever there as he runs out of room to keep possession for City. Here's Stones. This one swung over to De Bruyne. De Bruyne taking on two here, gets some space, fakes the left-footed cross, drills a pass over to Gundogan. It's bouncing around inside the area. But eventually enough Dortmund players have managed to crowd out the chance. Rodri, a little clipped pass, but that one's easily headed away by Guerrero. Now here's Haaland holding up play well. He's found Bellingham. Bellingham, loose pass, easily intercepted by Zinchenko, but his first touch is too large. Delaney will take it away. Counter-attacking opportunity has gone for Dortmund. Nice switch of play coming through. Over to More. Now long ball going to come forward. That's a nice pass into the path of Knopf. He is taken down. No call from either the assistant or the center referee. But, oh, Manchester City have given it away here. Here's a strike at the top of the box. Dahoud hits it right at Ederson. Easy save, and he just throws it out to Silva, who will restart the attack. Good pressure, though, from Dortmund. They force a mistake as Manchester City try to play out of the back, and that is one of City's weaknesses at times, is something that Liverpool in particular have taken advantage of several times throughout the last couple of seasons. Able to just find a gap there, find the ability to get Manchester City to turn it over in their own half and then punish them quickly. Fortunately for Dortmund, Dahoud's strike not quite accurate enough as he just hits it right into the waiting arms of the City netminder. Do you guys see this strand of hair? It's like pissing me off. I don't know if that's a shadow, if that's actual hair. It is. Man. I'm going to have to like not look at my camera. That's going to bug the hell out of me. Here's Phil Foden. Laying it all the way back. Now slow build-up coming through here for City. We'll give you some updates on what's happening in the other match as the day goes on. So far, nothing happening in the Liverpool-Real Madrid tie. Today, that one is in Merseyside. Liverpool trailing a little bit more than Dortmund. 3-1 is the scoreline in that tie. Real Madrid getting those 3 goals at home. But again, Liverpool do have the away goal. So while it will require a couple more, or at least one more goal from them, they do still have a good opportunity. A 2-0 win would get it done for them on away goals. Here's Diaz. Slides this one over to Zinchenko. Ball over the top, easily read by Akanji. More will knock it back to Hitz, who will send this one long. Of course, we would be remiss not to mention what happened yesterday in the Champions League. Last week we did cover one of those games, the opening leg of the Bayern and PSG tie, the finals rematch from last season. That was a bit of a banger, 3-2 scoreline in Munich as snow fell in early April. PSG was able to hold on to that scoreline. They lost on the day 1-0. Goal by Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, but that was not enough to overcome the away goals tiebreaker that they had suffered when finding themselves conceding 3 times at home. So PSG will be moving on in that tie, and similarly for Chelsea, they also lost their match 1-0, but they were up 2-0 on aggregate from the first leg, and they did end up moving forward after that tie. So Chelsea and PSG are first members into the final 8. Actually, are we? We are in the final 8, aren't we? I'm like dying here. Why can I not remember these things? Let me double check. I need to get this accurate. I think it is already final 8, right? Because I mean, we just had those ties last week and this week. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it's quarterfinal, yeah. So I'm not crazy. I was right at the beginning. I tricked myself. Here's a long ball coming in. This one nodded away by Kyle Walker. I'll actually keep it in play. So yes, those two are actually, moving on to the final four, the semifinals. Chelsea and PSG are first members. Last of the four teams battling it out today for those final two spots. There's Morey knocking it back to Akanji. Back out to Morey. He's going to drive forward. Good tackle from Foden from behind, though. Gets all of the ball there as he reaches in, takes that one away. Now Ederson will launch this one. That one going to bounce right inside the Manchester City dugout. Will be a Dortmund throw. Decently cagey start to this match. Not really a whole lot of open opportunities. Dortmund been happy to absorb pressure here from City, who haven't much looked like breaking them down at the moment, and City have been diligent in cutting out the counter-attacking opportunities that Dortmund do thrive on. With a striker like Erling Haaland, how can you blame them? So prolific running in behind, holding up play, and absolutely astounding inside the 18-yard box. His finishing has been incredible this season, and it is no wonder that teams like Manchester City, Liverpool, Real Madrid, all of the teams in the Champions League are interested in signing this man after the season is up. Good pressure once again from Dortmund as they set a bit of a higher line than they did in the first leg. They have managed to get Manchester City to cede possession on a couple occasions. This is the third, but the header from Dahoud is pretty uninspiring. Can't get that one away from Diaz, but Dortmund will win possession back. It's rolled all the way to hits, and they'll have to restart it through Hummels. There's Chan. Good turn by Dahoud. Lays it out to Guerrero. Now City forcing them back. Again, as mentioned, bit of a cagey start here. Neither side wants to risk much at the moment. Even City sitting back here with all 10 players mostly behind the ball as Dortmund does enter their half. But the long pass from Akanji intended for Royce is easily caught by Ederson. Now Zinchenko inching this one forward. Go straight back to Diaz. Of course, for Manchester City, they won't really be in any hurry today with that 2-1 aggregate lead in the tie. 0-0 draw is enough for them to go through. It's very rare we see Manchester City involved in a 0-0 draw. I think the last one I saw was in the Manchester Derby, which was nearly 3 months ago. I think more than that, actually. Maybe four. Mid-December they drew. Yeah, 4.5 months they did draw with Manchester United in a derby. But very rarely do City go for a game without scoring, and while this season they have been a lot better at defending, they certainly can be prone to giving up goals. But again, with the 0-0 being a acceptable result for them, don't seem to be any hurry in possession, just patiently trying to break down this Dortmund side. Stones. Diaz swings this one back to Stones. Now Walker. Aggressive pass out to Riyad Mahrez, and that one carries itself out of play before Mahrez can pass it back to Kyle Walker. It was a good touch by Riyad Mahrez. The ball was really fizzed in there from Ruben Diaz, but couldn't quite keep it in play. Now on the near flank here, Morey. Lovely pass out to Erling Haaland, whose control is excellent as usual. He lays it back for Bellingham, who switches play over to Guerrero. There's Royce. Plenty of sky blue shirts already back in defense. That's a lovely pass from Royce onto the onrushing Dahoud, but Guerrero's just crowded out there. Nice defending from, I believe that is Ilkay Gundogan. Of course, a Dortmund player himself a couple of years back. Ended his career in a bit of unfortunate fashion when a nasty knee injury took him out for much of a season. It's a little surprising to see Manchester City go into the market for him despite that injury, and has certainly paid dividends for them over the years. He's been a very useful player for Guardiola, in particular this season has really found a knack for goal. But meanwhile, ball over the top to Haaland. He's gotten to this one first ahead of Stones. Going to lay this one back to De Hood. His strike is blocked. Here's Bellingham, and Bellingham scores! Bellingham puts Dortmund in the lead on the day and in the tie just 15 minutes into this match. And the Englishman in the midfield of Dortmund is breaking English hearts here today, opening the scoring and forcing City now to chase the tie. It is 2-2 on aggregate, but Manchester City find themselves behind on the away goals tiebreaker. As we look back at this play, just a simple ball over the top, and it is Haaland who gets to it first. Holds off Stones, lays it back. The initial strike is deflected, but a nice bounce back into the path of Bellingham, who sets himself, just aims this one into the far corner. It is a bit of a tricky one. Ederson gets fingertips to it, but cannot keep it out of the net. Trickles into the top left corner there of his net, and can see the excitement for Terzic there, knowing how important that goal is. And what a source to get it from. Jude Bellingham, mostly a defensive midfielder, but clinical in front of goal on this occasion, has given Dortmund control of the tie early on here in the first half. And once again, Manchester City find themselves on the back end of a quarterfinal tie. Has been these rounds, the quarters, the semis, that have just kept them out. So many times people have believed that Manchester City is the best team in Europe, and they certainly do put a good claim into that name every single season, but every time something seems to go wrong for them. This time around, it was the away goal they gave away at home. Now punishing them is, again, a stroke of misfortune. Loose strike that deflects into the path of Bellingham. He puts it away. Again, a source you would not expect a goal to come from for Borussia Dortmund. The names are typically Marco Reus, Jadon Sancho, Erling Haaland, but Jude Bellingham, not the man I think any bettors in Vegas would have been putting as their most likely candidate for the opening goal. But here comes Dortmund once again. De Hood going to lay this one into Marco Reus. His cross is deflected away by Walker, and it'll be a corner kick, and you can see a little bit of exasperation already setting in here for City's defense. That was far too easy for Dortmund, and they might be smelling a little bit of blood in the water. Here comes the free kick, swung in from the far side. Free header! It's straight at Ederson, who's able to catch. Akanji coming so close to a second for Dortmund, but on the other end, Kevin De Bruyne is streaking forward. He's found Riyad Mahrez on the right flank. Cutting it back is Mahrez. Now into the path of Silva, but he's crowded out by the retreating Dortmund players, and Hitz can just settle the match back down once again. Huge opportunity for Akanji to make it 2. Nobody seemed to pick him up at all on that corner kick from Guerrero, but he couldn't guide his header away from Ederson. City able to breathe a sigh of relief. Now poor clearance from Hitz has been taken down by Rodri. We'll say that another Dortmund goal wouldn't make a whole lot of difference for the tie as a whole. City will need to score to stay alive in the Champions League regardless. If Dortmund scores again, it would just force overtime instead of a City victory. But while the result would change, the need for a City goal would not. They do have to chase the match regardless at this point. Diaz, Foden, Zinchenko claims that ball ran out of play. Looks like the assistant referee agrees with the Dortmund bench. Will be a throw in here to the yellow and black. Here it is once more. You can see Bellingham settles it nicely, gets the ball out from under his foot, or under his body, and just kind of as he's fading away, just curls it a little bit with his right boot there, fading towards that far corner, gets it all right. It's a very difficult save for Ederson. Again, he got fingertips to it, but just couldn't keep it out. And another one of those very close, very unfortunate plays that might just keep Manchester City out of another Champions League final. The one title, the one trophy that has eluded them thus far under Pep Guardiola's reign. Last season, it was a very unforeseen team taking them out. Tottenham, not a team we would associate with finals with trophies. That a ridiculously entertaining second leg in that semi-final, which multiple goals were scored in the opening minutes. And then at the very death of everything, Raheem Sterling's winner was called back. But meanwhile, City inside the Dortmund box, it's bouncing around it. This time it ends up at the foot of a Dortmund player who is able to clear away. Haaland can't beat Diaz to this one. It is settled down and City will come again. Here's Walker driving forward until he does run out of space. Now surrounded by Dortmund shirts. We'll have to recycle possession back to Rodri. Gundogan. Diaz. Zinchenko. Gundogan. Mahrez driving forward, but again, Dortmund, so many shirts in front of him. How does he even get through? He's already beaten one, but just can't beat the second. Guerrero takes it off his foot. Dortmund now trying to play out from the back. Looks long up the line here, does Royce. That one deflects off of his own player, actually. It'll be a City throw in here, deep in enemy territory. Here's Silva. Again, being fielded in that false 9 role today. Foden on the wing. Cuts this one back. Looks for Zinchenko. Rodri. It's good possession once again from City, but they don't really seem to have an avenue through at the moment. There's so many yellow shirts in front of them. It's a nice run from Walker. This one chipped over the top, but a little bit too high for him. He'll have to fight to settle this one down, and now gets pressured by Guerrero as he holds him off. Second player arrives. He's actually found a nice pass into Mahrez. Mahrez fighting for some space. He does bounce it off a Dortmund player for a corner. City's first of the match. See some nice footwork as he does look for that cutback, but again, being surrounded by Dortmund shirts, there's so many players back there. They can always have an extra man pressuring the ball. Hummel screaming marking instructions as the corner about to be taken. Mahrez is the one standing over it. In swinging corner coming in from the far side. Flicked onto the near post. It comes back off the post. And it's going to be another corner kick for City. Wow. Living dangerously here is Borussia Dortmund. I'm not sure who got the last touch on that one. We might see a replay after this, and referee going to hold up Mahrez here. Not sure what's going on inside the box. Center referee trying to calm a couple players down. Comes Mahrez again. This time going to take it short. Comes back to him, looking for a different angle. Comes back to Foden at the top of the box. He's closed down quickly. A long strike comes in from Ruben Diaz, I believe. And no, it's Walker, excuse me. And yeah, that was about as hopeful as it can possibly get. A 30-yard strike off balance from Kyle Walker, and predictably ends up about 15 rows back in the stands. Here's Hitz sending it long. Initial header won by Bellingham. Second ball will be settled by Manchester City. Still no score over in the Liverpool-Real Madrid match. City drive forward once again, looking for those gaps. De Bruyne has picked out a nice half space, and he's actually taken this one right off of Morey. He shoots it, comes back off the crossbar. The header is wide. And a goal kick awarded to Borussia Dortmund. How close, how much closer can you come if you are De Bruyne and Manchester City? He strips Morey of possession. He has the strike, and it comes back off the flat of the crossbar. That is so very unfortunate for De Bruyne. Oh, it's a brilliant strike. I mean, it's destined for the corner. There's nothing Hitz can do about it. He's never getting to this one. He's not even getting close, and he gets so very lucky that this one comes back off the bar. And the follow-up effort is cleared away. Now City again inside the Dortmund box. The ball's ping-ponging around, but finally a clearance does come through from Guerrero, and Dortmund hanging on by a thread in the last minute and a half or so. Is it just going to be another one of those days in the Champions League for City? Already scored on a goal that Ederson got his fingertips to but could not keep out from a holding midfielder of all people from about 17 yards out. And on the other end, your star man De Bruyne cannot keep the strike down enough despite beating Hitz. It bounces off the crossbar, and some ominous signs once again here for Manchester City. Dortmund still in control of the tie. City trying to work it forward. It's stripped, taken away, knocked back to Hitz. His clearance is poor, but he's fortunate that De Hood has good control off the chest. He's able to control it, keep possession for Dortmund, who are now looking forward. Long switch of play over towards Neuf. But that one is headed away by City. Good pressure here by Bellingham as one possession back, and Dortmund can build up. Guerrero. Akanji. Lovely interplay with Haaland. Laid in behind towards Haaland, but Zinchenko will slide and get there first. Critical intervention by the City left back. Rodri will get the clearance away. Haaland is so incredibly swift. He does a beautiful job laying that one off for, I believe it is Neuf, and then the return ball comes through, and every time the ball comes into space behind, you just expect Haaland to get there first. Excuse me. Meanwhile, this Bellingham left on the turf here took a bit of an accidental shot, I would say, from Gundogan as they both went up for a header. Here's that last chance that we didn't quite catch initially. And oh my word. De Bruyne bursted into the box after taking the ball away. His cross came off of Hummels and was on target. It would have been an own goal and bounced off of Hitz's right ankle. I mean, you cannot live more fortunately if you are Dortmund. Zinchenko slipping a little bit as he tries to set up for a cross. Rodri now. Bit of a driving run here for the holding midfielder. He goes down under pressure from Chan and Neuf, and it looks like he has drawn a free kick for Manchester City. See both players pressuring. Yeah, Neuf just reaches in. I don't think he gets anything onto Rodri there. I think Rodri sells this on a little bit, knowing that he's running out of room. He's probably just going to give away a goal kick. Has earned his side a free kick here, though. De Bruyne is standing over it. It's a very dangerous position. Honestly, from this angle, De Bruyne could potentially just whip this back of the near post and hope to beat Hitz at his own near post. It's setting up at a bit of a deep angle here, looking towards the cross. What will the Belgian do? Here he is, De Bruyne, whipping it into that near post, headed away critically there by, I believe it is Royce. And you can see a little bit of discomfort there as that ball was hit with some pace. So he drops off the near post. This one's just drilled straight in at Hitz, and Royce is the one to provide the intervention. Will result in a corner kick for Manchester City, their third of the match. It is De Bruyne from the near side. Swings this one to the near post, and that's poorly executed. A rare misstep from De Bruyne as tries to put a ball onto Rodri's head for a flick on at the near post, but gets it all wrong and sends it skipping along the turf. Rodri tries to do his best to keep it in play, but doesn't manage to do so. There's a Kanji. Rolls one back to Hitz. Now he drives forward. Morey almost lets that ball run out of play. He has. A little unfortunate there for the fullback. Wanted to get that one long towards Holland. Will be a City throw. 30 minutes into this one. They have been putting a lot of pressure on in the last 10 minutes. A couple of decent opportunities. One in particular for Kevin De Bruyne that came back off of the crossbar. So very close have City been to reclaiming control of this tie, but as things stand, Jude Bellingham's 15th minute goal will be sending Dortmund through to the last four of the Champions League. Here's Zinchenko. Ball swung back across the top of the 18-yard box. It's Noof getting in a clearance. He'll have to chase it down, but Riyad Mahrez arrives first. There's Mahrez again. Now Diaz. Still a block of 5 midfielders in front of a block of 4 defenders here for Dortmund. Holland, the only one in advance of that, is a long pass coming into the box. Foden tries to settle it down. He's actually kept it in play. Here's the onrushing Mahrez with the chance. It's cleared off the line by Bellingham. Inches away again are Manchester City, but they are denied this time by the goal scorer. Take a look at this one. Foden does so well here to keep this ball in play. Mahrez actually follows up on his own long pass. He gets inside the box. He gets to the ball first and gets the shot on target, but it's Bellingham chasing back to block that one out for another City corner, the 4th of the match. Terzic leaning over, hands on his hips. Flick on at the near post. It comes off of Emre Can's chest. And that one will be picked up by Hitz. Still, it must be said, Dortmund under so much pressure at the moment. Hitz is likely going to take as much time as he possibly can here. Let his team get up the field, catch a breath. Holland gets the flick on. Royce will collect it. Sends it over to Noof. Noof cuts it back. Poked away from him by Walker. Gundogan slinging it out to the right-hand side. There's nobody there for City. Will be picked up by Hummels. Flick on by Nofas to nobody in particular. City will regain possession from the throw-in. And that is the look of a manager in some distress and nerves as Terzic sitting back down on the bench. His side is still in control of the tie, and the nerves are beginning to jangle as City continue to pressure. But now it's Dortmund's turn to try to make something happen. It's Noof slinging it in towards Royce. That one handled well enough by the City defense. It's Zinchenko getting the final clearance away. Header up from Rodri's collected it for Gundogan. Bursting forward here is Mahrez, but look at the effort there. Look at the challenge from Guerrero. Comes streaking. Sorry, it's Bellingham again. Comes streaking in to poke it off of the foot of Mahrez. Now some high pressure from City will force it back to Hitz. Akanji. As I was mentioning, while they are in control, they certainly understand how much pressure Manchester City have been putting onto them in the last 10 to 15 minutes here. Dortmund does Edin Terzic there on the bench. He knows his team are holding on at the moment, and they will have to do so for a good another 55 minutes unless they can find another goal. Foul now called on Bellingham as he slides it a little recklessly into a 50-50 pass here from Hummels. See, Stones is arriving and Bellingham just kind of comes in, cleans him out. He does get a piece of the ball, but he's always getting into that challenge a little late. I do agree with the call there. Diaz. Slip from Royce will allow the pass to arrive at Zinchenko. He's going to swing one into De Bruyne. Good close control from De Bruyne. Gets it back out to Zinchenko. Gets the cross away. It's partially deflected, and that will allow hits to come out and claim it. Nice defending from Morey. Here's Hummels. Akanji. Oh, mistake by Akanji. He's given this one right to De Bruyne. There's enough yellow shirts behind the ball to slow the attack down, but will gift Manchester City possession. There's Walker. Looking for space. Good read by Mats Hummels. He steps in, intercepts the pass. Now gets one into the feet of Erling Haaland. He's crowded out at the moment, trying to hold on to this one, but it does spring for De Bruyne. Now driving forward is Silva. Only one of 3 City players in the attacking third at the moment. Gets it over to the other one. Foden lays it off to Zinchenko. Looks for the cross. It's deflected. Gundogan, top of the box, still bouncing around inside the 18, but Bellingham will get a foot to it and partially clear it to Diaz. De Bruyne taking his time. Just squeaks the pass into Gundogan. Immediately has to play it back. It's come out to Zinchenko. Rodri. Minimal movement from City at the moment. There's just not a whole lot of space to run in behind. Have to be a very clever pass from Rodri. There's that cutting run from Mahrez, but well spotted by Akanji. Here's one of those chipped passes. Gundogan looking for the run of Zinchenko, but again, handled pretty well by Morey. He does give away a corner kick as it bounces off his foot. Will be the 5th of the match here for City. See just there, yeah, wants to shield away Zinchenko, but he sees it bounce off his foot. A little bit of a clap of frustration there. 37th minute now, about to tick over to the 38th. 5th corner of the match for Manchester City. De Bruyne swinging this one in towards the back post. Headed back into the 6-yard box. Multiple heads going up, and it's caught by Hitz after a header from Zinchenko. Very little power on the header as Zinchenko was moving away from goal, but still did require Hitz to go up and catch that one. Here's Foden doing a nice job on Nof. Nof is complaining to the referee, but I don't see a thing wrong with that. Foden plays that one so well, getting shoulder to shoulder, getting in there and moving Nof off the ball. A lot of strength. Belies his frame for sure. City once again inside the Dortmund half. Haaland now even incredibly withdrawn. 10 yards deeper than the bottom of the center circle. Switch of play over to Mahrez. Driving in field is Mahrez. Slides it over to Zinchenko. Zinchenko wants to have a hit, but he drags his strike terribly, and Hitz can just see that one behind for a goal kick. Sorry, that was De Bruyne on his weaker left foot, I think. Look back at this sort of half chance for City. Couple of flicked headers, first from Silva, then from John Stones. It's Zinchenko getting the last header onto it, but never really challenging Hitz with how little power was on that effort. There's Dortmund coming the other way. Nice set of passes, finds Haaland, and now a nice ball in behind towards Nof. He's going to get time to cross this one in, but good work by Zinchenko to deflect the cross, and it's an easy catch for Ederson. Slides a brilliant pass out to Phil Foden, who's now trying to drive around Bellingham. He gets clipped from behind, and it's going to be a free kick. Bellingham is frustrated, but it's certainly the right call no matter what Bellingham says. He definitely got a piece of his international teammate Foden there, which did create the poor touch that allowed for the challenge. Can see it here. Yep, just a little bit of an elbow into the back. It's enough to send Foden to ground when you're sprinting at full pace. Can complain all he wants, but a deserved yellow card for Bellingham, and he will find himself cautioned by the referee. Not sure, because I don't have audio on, if he misses the next match. It didn't say so I can't be 100% sure. And I'm keeping the audio off to double check, make sure I don't pick up a second strike or something and then have to have a long conversation with a Twitch mod, with like a Twitch mod or something. Here's De Bruyne. Gonna launch one into the box towards the back post, and it's Stones who cannot keep this one in play. It kind of skims off his forehead awkwardly as it drops. Will go out for another goal kick. De Bruyne gonna tie up those shoelaces. 40th minute, Dortmund have done a good enough job of absorbing the pressure at the moment. Despite multiple decent chances for City, they have yet to concede. There's a long pass coming out from Dortmund. This one taken right off of De Hood, but deemed to be an unfair challenge from Gundogan. Will be a free kick to Dortmund. Hummels wants it from his former teammate. Gundogan taking his time. Not sure exactly why. I mean, that's a foul. Man City are the team on the clock for certain. Here's Guerrero. Short pass to restart it. That's an aggressive sliding challenge coming in from Bernardo Silva, but he can't quite get the ball. Dortmund stay in possession through Akanji. Akanji whips a pass into the feet of Dahoud. He's got some space, takes a strike, and bounces back off of Stones. Now Gundogan under pressure from Morey. Dortmund trying to look for this high press. They want to force a mistake, and Rodri under a lot of pressure, but he will be taken down. That's a free kick to City. Here is the strike from Dahoud. Looks like it's always going off target. It does come back off of Stones. Gundogan shifting this one out to Zinchenko on the left. Up this near touchline, comes right back into Gundogan. Again, expect a lot of this for the rest of the match. Dortmund have always been happy to play counter-attacking style with the personnel they have, and now with the tie in their favor, they have absolutely no incentive to come out of their shell, and inside their shell, they certainly are. Haaland, the only player who even dares venture into the center circle at the moment. Now, even he again is withdrawn beneath that bottom half of the center circle. So no subtlety about it. This will be a defensive effort from Dortmund as a lofted pass into the box from Gundogan. It's headed away by Hummels. Clearance completed by Morey. Straight to Stones. Now ball laid out to the right-hand side. Comes right back. Now infield to Bernardo Silva. Over to Gundogan. Zinchenko. Zinchenko tries a little bit of a dribble, but has it taken off of him by Royce. Clearance goes right out of play for a throw-in. Again, Dortmund very happy with this. Don't need tempo. They don't need anything at the moment. They just want to repel Manchester City's attacks. Unfortunately for the neutrals, it doesn't make for a great viewing experience. Mahrez. Zinchenko is always interesting. We'll hold off here as City are around the top of the box here for Dortmund. Rodri. Loose pass from Stones will force Walker wide. Is always a little bit interesting during Champions League knockout ties. The first leg is almost always more action-packed than the second leg. Teams want to try to have a good result, get out in front of the tie, but in the second leg, teams already know mathematically what they have to do to advance. And so we often find a lot more caginess coming out of players, coaches, teams, etc. We saw it yesterday in a match between Bayern and PSG that netted 5 goals in the opener, only netting 1 in the follow-up leg. Zinchenko. Gundogan. Absolutely no room to work for Gundogan. His pass is even deflected. Does come to De Bruyne. We have reached the end of regulation here in the first half, and no stoppage time will be added by the referee. We will go straight into the halftime break. Dortmund still in control of the tie, courtesy of the Englishman, Jude Bellingham, opening the scoring in the 15th minute of play. Ederson couldn't quite keep it out, and now he and Manchester City will have to find a way to score, or they will once again see their Champions League campaign come to a grinding halt here today. And that'll do it for the first half. Yeah, Max, it is a fun match. The last 15 minutes, of course, and probably a lot of the second half are going to look very similar, with Terzic and Dortmund just, putting up the walls, baby. Putting up the walls and trying to defend them. We'll have to see if City can break them down. It's not like City haven't had their chances, to be very fair. Like, there haven't been that many clear-cut opportunities, but Dortmund have been under pressure, even with all the defenders they have had behind the box. And I honestly think that Dortmund have been very fortunate to not concede. I think they've been very lucky. So they have ridden their luck a little bit, but I can't imagine they do anything different. This is sort of how they've been set up the entire season, particularly since Terzic arrived. They just kind of hope they can counter, and there's really no reason for them to do anything else the way this match is going. So we'll have to see if City can find a way to break them down. But with that, we will conclude our first half coverage. I'm going to take a quick break here. I'll be back in a couple minutes to answer any questions, talk a little bit maybe about the tactics of the first half and what I think about the false 9, and then we will get right back into second half coverage. Thanks again for tuning in, and hope you have enjoyed the stream so far. All right, we are back getting ready for the second half, and I'm seeing this Lay's commercial on the screen, and I actually really want some because I don't have a lot of snacks right now for some reason. Well. Well, what can you do? I just have pretzels. That's about it. So we do get ready for the second half, and just as I say that, I got a package delivered. Hoorah! Oh, speaking of which, I need to update my grocery list. Yeah, grocery list. Get a good angle at this goal from Bellingham in the halftime replays. Yeah, it's a tough one for Edison. The strike comes at him quick, 16 yards out. Gets his fingers to it, but it's just not enough. I can't really blame him for not saving that one. All right, alrighty. Updating the grocery list for later. We'll get right back on it when the half does start. What did I just need? Oh yeah, snacks of some sort. That should be all I need for tonight. All right, should be the last ad break here before we get back into the match. So again, I do expect a decently slow start to the second half. City are going to have to chase the game. Dortmund should be sitting in for as long as they possibly can, I would say. I don't expect them to try anything. So hopefully we can get some energy here at the start of the half. And we'll see if City can conjure something up. You know, I think the false nine certainly hasn't been the issue with today. It's not the reason they got scored on. It's not the reason they have been defensively neh today, but it can be a little troublesome to not have a striking presence, someone to hold up play. But I will say there's just no space. There's never going to be any space to run in behind against Dortmund because they're just going to sit 30 yards deep. And honestly, basically pray. That's pretty much the Dortmund game plan. Sit in 30 yards and pray that we don't give up a goal or that we can score again. That's literally it. It doesn't take a tactical genius to get it done, but it does take buy-in. There's Jadon Sancho in the stands, getting talked to here by Pep Guardiola. He was once a target of Manchester City and Manchester United. Bellingham and Chan trying to pump each other up. Get ready for this second half kickoff. Assistant referee runs back to his position on the far side of the pitch. And we're back underway. Manchester City with the opening kickoff. They'll sling one out to the right-hand side towards Walker. He'll win the initial header, but the second ball is collected by Dahoud. I gotta be careful. I gotta make sure I get the right amount here. Too much. Was minimal. Perfect. As little as possible. So De Bruyne is just dragged back here. Easy foul call, and he's looking for the yellow card as De Bruyne, but not going to be given early in the second half by the referee. Is Morey the one? Yeah, just complete bear hug as De Bruyne was easily by him. Here's De Bruyne serving this one in. It's way too close to hits, though. Easy catch, and it's going to kill some more time off the clock. I actually do agree with De Bruyne. I think Morey should have probably gotten a yellow card for that offense. It was, yeah, it was very blatant. Here's Dortmund going forward. The offside flag has been raised against Erling Haaland, and it will be City right back into possession, getting things started once again. Zinchenko. Foden. Stones. Walker. Gundogan. So he just forced to sort of play it around their defenders at the moment, trying to find the inroads, trying to find the little half spaces in between the lines. And there's De Bruyne finding a good one, but the final pass from Foden can't quite connect with the run of Zinchenko. It's partially deflected. It's again good half space from Foden. Zinchenko laying it into the path of De Bruyne. He's trying to hold off Morey. It'll be another corner kick to City, their 6th of the match. De Bruyne taking this one from the far side now. Here it comes. Swung in right towards the near post. That one headed straight behind by Haaland for another corner. 7th for City. Dortmund not messing around with City's attempts to get a flick on at the near post, that's for sure. They're just heading it straight behind if they can. Don't seem to be fazed by a regular corner kick, I suppose. Not a whole lot of large targets on Manchester City. Rodri, Diaz, and Stones, really the only 3. Plenty of tall bodies for Dortmund to fend them off. Bellingham, Chan, Hummels. There's that ensuing free kick from De Bruyne. That one cleared away by Chan. So crossing from Foden. That one headed away by Bellingham. Still bouncing around the top of the 18-yard box. Rodri trying to collect. He has it poked away from him, and Dortmund will be able to clear their lines out. Not too far out of City coming once again. Foden. De Bruyne. Foden lets it run. Zinchenko. Gundogan. Rodri. Walker. Silva. Nice ball in behind for Rodri. He gets the early cross, but it's knotted down by Hummels. Second ball is collected by Silva. Good turn from him. Driving inside the box, trying to keep close control. Ball bounces off a Dortmund player. They're looking to get it clear. Nof will put his boot through it. Now Holland trying to hold on to this one against Stones. Stones will win out, but he will be called for a free kick, and I'm a little surprised at that. Let's see what happened here. Holland initially backs into him. Stones gets, a little bit of a wraparound on Holland's head. Here's Dahoud looking for the switch of play. Foden arrives there first, takes it out of the air, and here comes De Bruyne. Foden trying to make the aggressive run. De Bruyne forced to cut back by retreating Bellingham. Mahrez. Gundogan. Out to Zinchenko. Zinchenko trying to find a half yard of space. He gets his cross away. It's deflected and hits. Forced to palm this one over the top of the bar after the deflection. Does well enough there, does hits. Actually, there is no deflection on this. It just is sailing dangerously sort of in that space between the crossbar and the back post. Hits. Forced to push this one over the bar, make sure nobody can arrive at the back post. Will be another corner kick to Manchester City. They're 8th. They're going to go short with it. De Bruyne gets a better angle, but the cross is blocked by Nouf. Probably Nauf, maybe. Not sure. Gundogan. Foden. Rodri. Zinchenko back to Rodri. Back to Foden. Lovely ball into the path of Gundogan. His cross is deflected. Now Foden trying to cross him. That looks like it came off a hand, and it will be a penalty kick to Manchester City. What a chance for them to regain the lead. The first mistake from Dortmund. And I have to agree here. It doesn't look like there's any doubt about this one. You can see it's an awkward height. Chan goes down. Yeah, he heads this one right off his arm. It's pretty clear in my eyes. Arm is extended. His header is missed. It comes right off the arm. That deflects out. The referee makes no mistake. This is a penalty kick, and what an opportunity. I mean, yeah, Chan is trying to say it comes off my head and hits my arm, but that doesn't matter here. The arm is very extended from the body. It blocks the ball partially and forces a clearance away from City shirts. It is definitely a penalty. The referee has gotten this one spot on. Manchester City, though, have been plagued throughout the years from the penalty spot. Sterling, De Bruyne, all of them. And it is Riyad Mahrez stepping up to take the penalty. He has one of the worst conversion rates of any professional player in the Champions League. This is astonishing. I'm actually shocked that they've... Okay, is it De Bruyne? It is De Bruyne. That sounds a lot better to me. They are checking this, but I don't think there's any way this is overturned. There's just no way that there's a clear and obvious error here by the referee. It is definitely a handball. I don't understand what they're even thinking about here. It doesn't matter if it came off of his head. It's just... You can point at your head all you want. It doesn't matter if you got a head to it. If you headed it in, if I head the ball into my hand, it's still a handball if my hand is out here. It's crazy. There's no way this is not a penalty. Why is this taking so long? Okay, it's done. It is a penalty. And it is Riyad Mahrez. It's not Kevin De Bruyne. This is shocking to me. Mahrez has one of the worst conversion rates of any professional player from the spot. And he will be tasked with beating hits to give Man City control of the tie once again. Here is Mahrez. And it's in! Mahrez has done it! He's finally killed the ghosts of his past! He gives Manchester City the lead once again in the tie. 1-1 on the night. 3-2 to Manchester City on aggregate. And this is an emphatic penalty from Mahrez. While Hitz does guess the right direction, he gets enough air, he gets enough power on this. The ball is practically past Hitz before he can even stretch his hands. It is a good penalty from Mahrez. There is no doubt about it. And for a man who has suffered so many times from the spot to come up clutch here for Manchester City, for so long plagued in the Champions League by errors, by mistakes, by poor tactical decisions, by unlucky situations, and by an inability to finish their chances, he has come up clutch in the 54th minute of play. Can Manchester City take the momentum and move themselves on to the last four of the Champions League? Now it is Dortmund with all of the onus on them. They have been sitting within their own half for the last 40 minutes. They have been completely disinterested in possession, in soccer, in any way, shape, or form. They are now forced to chase once again through this formidable Man City line. Ball over the top is cleared away by Zinchenko. Goes straight up in the air from Can and will roll out of play for a City throw. And Terzic, of course, looking very unhappy on the sidelines, but you can't have any complaints about that. I think of all the controversial incidents I've ever seen in the Champions League, that one is just not even close. It's a very clear penalty. I would have taken nowhere near as long as the VAR referee in reviewing that. That would have been instantaneous for me. Diaz now. Gundogan. Diaz again. Still 0-0 in the tie in Merseyside. Again, Liverpool requiring 2 goals to overturn that result. City now coming forward. Ball out to Walker. De Bruyne. A bit of a loose pass there from De Bruyne will sail out of play for a Dortmund throw. Do keep in mind now that a Dortmund goal would only equalize the tie. It would be that same 2-1 scoreline we had in Manchester. That would take us to extra time if they were to do so, and the result finished 2-1. But Manchester City not looking to give them the opportunity. It's De Bruyne. It's deflected off of Akanji for another corner. I think De Bruyne had the chance to finish it, but he sliced his strike on the left foot. He was definitely unbalanced from a challenge from behind. There's a word with the referee there, does De Bruyne. You can see Royce gives him a little bit of a shove, and yeah, that does just put him off enough. He slices his strike. It comes off Akanji, though. It will be the 9th corner of the match for Manchester City. I think De Bruyne honestly could have slotted that one back to Mahrez, but hindsight is 2020. It will be Phil Foden actually taking this corner now. An outswinging one. Flicked on at the near post. Goes straight up in the air. Hits is forced to once again palm it over the top of the bar, but looks like he didn't even get a touch on it according to the referee. It just came off the top of the crossbar. The City players are incensed, and we'll take a look at this one. I was going to say Hitz definitely went up for it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that hits his hand there. It does get a good chunk of the bar, but surprised to say the least that one has ended up with Dortmund. Certainly nowhere near as game-changing as a penalty call, though, so can't be too much complaints as Dortmund shifts this one over to the left for Guerrero. Royce, back to Guerrero. Akanji. Guerrero. Royce. Hits. Hummel's another one of those outside of the foot passes, about 20 yards in range, and now there's a lot of space for Dortmund. Haaland has space to pick up the ball. He's driving forward. He lays it out to Royce. Royce looks for the return pass. It's deflected, still inside the box. Here's Dahoud. Strike is deflected, and City can clear their lines and take a sigh of relief. That was scary if you are a City fan, but now a mistake by Akanji has allowed this one to roll out of play for a City throw-in. Oh, any time that Haaland can pick a ball up in space, you tense up as the opposition. Now it is Gundogan giving possession over to Dortmund. He is frustrated, wanted a foul, but does not get it. Oh, that is not what you want if you are a City. Haaland running at speed at your defensive line. What a terrifying prospect that is. Guerrero, Bellingham. Sorry, this is Dahoud. Dahoud actually dances around a couple challenges, swings a nice pass out to Nof. He tries a first-time ball towards Haaland. It's initially headed away by Diaz. Second ball collected by Gundogan. Early pressure from Dortmund, but looks like City have largely played through it. Foden going to be dragged back by Akanji. Play allowed to continue. Multiple members in attack. Now Mahrez. Bit of a 1v1 now as the help comes on defense. Mahrez tries to get a right-footed cross away, but it goes right into the waiting hands of Hitz. Needs a little more decisiveness there from Riyad Mahrez. It just takes a little bit too long. It allows the defensive help to come over, take the 1v1 into a 2v1, cut off his cutback to the left foot that he usually likes to do. There's Dortmund now trying to build up from the back, something they have not been asked to do almost all evening. Long ball from Hummels to absolutely no one. So we'll sail all the way back into the waiting hands of Ederson. He's going to take his time, pass this one out. Zinchenko, De Bruyne. Rodri. Walker. Walker decides to turn on the afterburners, drives forward. Now pressured by two members, Guerrero and Royce. It will come off of Walker last for a Dortmund throw. Walker a little upset at himself. He definitely ran himself out of room, but he won't mind too much. We are in the 63rd minute. Pinning Dortmund in their corner is certainly no guarantee against a City side that can pressure very, very well. Mahrez trying to press here. Bit of a loose pass. Almost trickles out for a corner. Hitz has his pass partially deflected. And Dortmund just managing to get it done as they escape their defensive end. But they do give away possession as Gundogan retreats to intercept a pass intended for Haaland. Stones will slow the tempo down again. Rodri. Gundogan. Zinchenko. Bit of a loose touch there from Foden. He's actually giving it away. Needs to get back. Nof. Bellingham goes to ground, and now the foul will almost certainly be called as ball came back to Bellingham. A bit of a tussle here between Gundogan and Bellingham. Not sure what the disagreement is between the two. Maybe Gundogan believing that Bellingham went down far too easily. I mean, we get a replay here of Gundogan giving a little shove to Bellingham, but there's really no context. Bellingham's not even the one on the ground. It's Morey. So, not entirely sure what the spat is about, but the referee has put a stop to it. Play will resume here for Dortmund. Short pass goes right back to Akanji. He sends it back to Hitz. Chan. Akanji. Lovely pass from Akanji between the lines. Picks out Royce brilliantly, and Royce able to dash forward just a little bit. Slots the ball over to Bellingham. His cross a little bit too high for Holland. It rolls all the way through to Guerrero. Guerrero goes back to Dahoud. Chan. Oh, looks for the clever split there, but Mahrez read the danger well, able to intercept the pass. Now Chan trying to take it back from De Bruyne, but he cannot. De Bruyne's close control is too good. Here is a chance for City to break. Bernardo Silva needed to take that one himself. Now the play slowed down a little bit for Mahrez, gets it onto his left, cuts it back. A strike from Gundogan, but it's well wide. Really didn't wrap his foot around that one. You could see the disappointment on his face as this one will go begging for City. See a replay of the penalty. Oh, here's a giveaway from Dortmund. Poor pass from Guerrero. City trying to punish. Silva. Yeah, been forced to slow their attack down enough. Yellow and black shirts have retreated. But again, City, like they were at the beginning of the day, not in any particular hurry. They can just look to break it down for the best possible chance. It is Dortmund who have to extend themselves, who have to chase the match just to force overtime here in their own stadium here. One would send us into that extra time period. 3-1 would be the result. Dortmund needs to advance, at least in regulation play. And City, of course, with any goal they score, would likely push themselves out of Dortmund's range at this part of the match. But they can be satisfied with how the score sits at the moment. Passing from City at the moment into Rodri. Good movement. Dortmund can't seem to get a foot in. Already pressure in. City just pinging it through the midfield, and now Mahrez can turn. Mahrez can drive. Chan trying to chase him. Mahrez will just cut it back. He will get fouled, I think. No. Just claimed to be a slip, and Guerrero going to bring it forward. All of that possession broken off for City. Bellingham. Forced control, multiple members around him. Holland gives it back to Bellingham. A little bit of room for Royce. He wants to try to make a run at Walker. Instead lays it short for Guerrero. Bellingham crowded out, but a free kick is awarded. I believe against Guerrero. Bernardo Silva is astonished at the call. He did go sliding in, but I agree. I don't think he got any contact. Just a tiny tap on Bellingham. Bellingham just exacerbates it to the absolute maximum. So it looks like the substitution board has stopped working here for Dortmund. They will trade it out for another one as Ansgar Nov has been substituted. It's Gio Reyna, the American, coming on in place of him. Started the season very well, did Reyna, but has not been Edin Terzic's favorite here. Will get a chance to come on and make the difference as Royce standing over the free kick. Here it comes from Royce, swinging this one in towards the heads. Flicked on header, but it's just over the top of the bar from Hummels. A lovely ball from Royce. A good attempt by Hummels, but he cannot quite keep it down. City can breathe once again. See that one just trickling over. There's Nof still walking around back to the dugout right behind the City goalie. Hands on his head. And Terzic will imitate the movement. Closest Dortmund have come in some time. 70th minute of play. 21 minutes remaining for Borussia Dortmund's Champions League hopes and dreams. They must score again to force an extra period, or it will be Manchester City taking that coveted spot in the semifinals. Rodri. Silva. Lovely play from City that ends up at the feet of Mahrez. Do they redraw in the Champions League, or are the brackets already set? I can't remember. I know they redraw after. No, it looks like it's set. So they will play. Yeah, so Man City, the winner of the match here today, will play PSG. I believe. Maybe not. Maybe there is a redraw. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about things that I'm not familiar with. We will find out afterwards, I'm sure. Here's City. Zinchenko. Foden. Zinchenko cuts it back to Gundogan. Now back to Rodri. And again, happy to just keep possession. Dortmund waiting for their opportunity to nip in, but City are so very good at just killing clock, just keeping the ball. They've doubled Dortmund's passes on the day already. And again, passes don't win matches, but they certainly do help when you're trying to keep the enemy team off the ball for as long as possible. Diaz. Zinchenko. Diaz again, looking for options. Foden. Oh, and that's loose from Foden. There is that opportunity. Well, Dortmund don't really do anything of them on their own to pounce on it. Their positioning, their pressure definitely helps. Almost given right back by More. That could have been dangerous. Akanji over to Hummels. There's a loose pass from Hummels. That one will sail out of play. Looks like it did deflect off of a City player, fortunately for him. Or has this been overturned? Nope, just a quick throw-in. Now Dahoud looking for a switch of play, but it's loose. Easily intercepted by Zinchenko. Foden comes away with it. Zinchenko. Gundogan will send it all the way back to Ederson. Diaz. Zinchenko. Rodri. Pressure here from Dortmund. Likely going to force a clearance from Ederson. There it is. Sends it straight down the heart. Akanji wins the header. Second ball is nodded down very well by Gundogan, picking out Kyle Walker. Walker helps it on to Silva, who's got a lot of room to run. Cuts it back just to make sure possession is kept. De Bruyne tries a clever pass, loses out, but look at Gundogan, takes it right off of Bellingham. De Bruyne, Zinchenko. Bruyne again, and another loose pass from Kevin De Bruyne. Is maybe just getting a little complacent. Maybe the nerves setting in as Manchester City can practically grasp the next round here. Just 17 minutes away. Maybe just feeling it a little bit after so many Champions League disappointments to once again come to the semifinals. Now here's Dortmund coming the other way. Good play by Bellingham to hold off the challenge. Now it's More, but his pass is intercepted. Gundogan. A little bit of pressure, but that has opened the space for De Bruyne. He doesn't have any support at the moment. Emre Can comes, but he gets absolutely torched. Here comes De Bruyne, driving into the box. He gets around another man. He strikes, and it's Hitz making a clutch save for Borussia Dortmund to keep them in the match. It was Kevin De Bruyne against the world, and Kevin De Bruyne almost came out on top, but for the intervention of Hitz, getting down quickly with his left palm to push that one away. It will be the 10th corner of the match for Manchester City, but critically for Dortmund, it remains 1-1 on the score sheet. Another substitution coming here for Terzic. It's Thorgan Hazard subbed onto the pitch. Exactly sure for who, but this one's gone short to Foden. He's going to have a strike, and Phil Foden has ended the tie for Manchester City. Beating hits at his near post. It's 2-1 on the day. It's 4-2 on aggregate. And Manchester City are headed back to the semifinals of the Champions League. The 10th corner of the match finally produces something for Manchester City. They go short once again. Dortmund falls asleep. They leave Phil Foden alone at the top of the box, and Phil Foden punishes them brutally. It's a brilliant strike, hit with pace, hit with power, hit with precision. He bounces it off of the bottom of his hand, off of the inside of the post, and into the back of the net. That is a rocket from Phil Foden just outside the box. And like I have said, that will end this tie. 15 minutes on the clock. Dortmund need 2 goals. No, they need 3, excuse me, to come back into this match. It's now 2 away goals for City to the 1 away goal for Dortmund. So they must, and I mean must, get ahead in aggregate. They require 3 goals now to win this tie, and they have not looked much like scoring since their opening goal from Bellingham in the 15th minute of play. And what an unfortunate introduction for Thorgan Hazard. He comes on for Dahoud, and mere moments after coming on, sees his sides, hopes and dreams dashed by Phil Foden, the second Englishman to score today. Again, 2-1 to City on the night, 4-2 on aggregate, as Zinchenko will take down Morey. Sorry, that's Reina. But you just have to feel it's over now. Dortmund have just not looked like scoring. They have required counterattacks. City have done enough to hold them off. They have been the better side on the night, and they have gotten the goals that they likely deserved. It will not be another one of those Champions League nights for Manchester City. It will not be another heart-wrenching crash out of the competition for them. Instead, they will be heading on to that semifinal tie, and they will be ending the run of Edin Terzic, of Erling Haaland, and of the rest of Borussia Dortmund. And what may just be the final Champions League game Haaland plays in the yellow and black. Foul called here against Manchester City. It's from the far flank. It's Guerrero standing over it. He'll swing this one in. Header away easily enough at the near post by De Bruyne. And now the citizens can just start to count down the seconds. 12 minutes now between them and the semifinals. 12 more minutes of resistance. "12 more minutes of keeping a certain Norwegian off the score sheet." Dortmund do well to win possession back, but even Riyad Mahrez getting in on the defensive action. Now Haaland wins it, sends it out to Hazard. Has an overlapping run, gets it over. That one bounces off a hand potentially, but no call from the referee. And now here comes Bernardo Silva. That one's deflected off of a Dortmund foot. Mahrez will keep it in play nonetheless. City, plenty of space for City, and they can just keep possession, shift it over to the far side of the pitch. It's Foden, the goal scorer. The one who has likely put this out of reach for Dortmund. Won't be the match-winning goal. Won't be the tie-winning goal, but provides such a sense of relief for Pep Guardiola and company. Good interplay again from City. Rodri helps it on over to Silva. And they seem very content to just keep the ball at the moment. Walker. Ederson. Foden. Oh, Zinchenko now gives it away. Here's Haaland, top of the box. Haaland has his strike and will deflect. No, will not deflect off a Manchester City player. A rare miscue from Erling Haaland as was rushed just a little bit. He slices his strike high into the stands. He does try to beat Ederson to that far post, and now the substitutions are coming in for Dortmund. Multiple players will be withdrawn. It's Julian Brandt coming on for Jude Bellingham. And will be Stefan Teague coming on for Mathieu Morey. So 2 attacking substitutions for Dortmund, as again, they must chase the match. They must score 3 times, but they may just be scored on again. Nice through ball to Foden, but Can does enough to force the young Englishman back. City still in possession here as we have ticked into the 81st minute. Just 9.5 minutes remain for Borussia Dortmund. They need something, anything, in the next couple of minutes to give them some form of hope that they can try to come back. But will City slam the door shut? That ball just teased across the 6-yard box from Kevin De Bruyne. We'll just run out of play here on the far side. Mahrez allows it to run after seeing a slight touch come in from Guerrero. Manchester City now taking their time with the throw. You can see the referee watching them closely. Silva clips one over to Zinchenko. He's going to drive forward. He wants to have a hit. He shoots it right at Hitz, who's forced to punch that one away. Gundogan does enough to nod it back to Diaz. Keeps it out of the path of Haaland. There's Gundogan retreating. He'll slide it all the way back to Ederson. Takes one touch. Lofts it back out to Gundogan. Doesn't see a lot of options. Diaz. Zinchenko. It's a bit loose there. Oh, and this is awkward for City. The clearance is awkward. He's just going to catch this one, does Ederson. And yeah, I can't really claim that one was a pass as Diaz kind of took a swipe at it, just trying to clear it out of the danger zone. Here's Walker. Walker's cross is deflected, but it looks like he was offside in the build-up to that cross. Will be a free kick to Dortmund. Yeah, it just doesn't hold his run. Does Walker. He does stray a bit offside. Assistant referee gets that one correct. Here's Guerrero. Guerrero drives forward. Looks for a ball in Haaland's feet. It comes all the way through. Here's a chance on the far side for Reina. His cross is deflected. Comes right back out. Now Hazard. Back to Can. Clipped over the top towards Hazard. Headed away by Zinchenko. And it's all blue shirts there to collect the second ball. Gundogan. De Bruyne taking his time here. 7 minutes remaining in regulation. Now De Bruyne going to go for another run. He has the beating of Can once again. Can holds him up to get back, and he does manage to poke it off of De Bruyne. Does well enough. Emre Can. There's Reina sliding it over to Guerrero. Brandt. Brandt again. This crossfield ball intended for Guerrero is headed away by Walker. Kanji picks it up. Reina. Brandt's good footwork evades the challenge of Mahrez. Looks for Tiguez. De Bruyne just takes that so effortlessly away from Hummels. Helps it on to Foden, but well overhits the pass. Kanji intercepts that and plays it back to... Can intercepts that, plays it back to Akanji. Guerrero, Akanji. You can see it here in Dortmund's body, in body shape, their body language. The hope has just been drained from them by that last goal from Foden. They know, as well as the rest of the viewers here today, this tie is all but wrapped up with just 5 minutes remaining and 3 goals required. Here's Guerrero. Swings one into the box. It's over the head of Haaland, nodded away by Zinchenko. Foden is there to pick it up. Foden will go for a run, holding off the challenge from behind from Tige, and he will draw the foul. That is Hazard, actually, who does take him down. Yep, just a little trip there from Hazard. Take a look back at this strike from Phil Foden. Just look at the form. Look at the shape of the strike there. The ball never wavering through the air as it just has enough power to beat hits at the near post. Dortmund have taken it back from the throw-in. Let's come back to Chan. Just 4 more minutes for City to hold on as Giorena gets inside the box. He drives one across the 6-yard box on the ground. Diaz puts it behind for a corner kick. Dortmund's 3rd of the match. Updates from the other match in Merseyside. It is still 0-0 on Merseyside. Of course, Liverpool needing 2 goals to advance to get back in the tie. Here's Hazard swinging one in from the far side. Up go the heads. Still bouncing around before Diaz can clear it away partially. Mahrez collects the second ball, and now he has sprung De Bruyne into space. De Bruyne has sent in Foden. He's all alone. It's Akanji versus 3, and the goalkeeper slides it over. Oh, what a poor pass from Foden. Still with it is Mahrez. Hits does enough, and it goes out of play for a corner kick. Phil Foden, so disappointed with himself. He tried to play in Mahrez and Bernardo Silva here, who had made some very nice runs to support him, but the pass was behind him that was too soft. You can see Silva has to cut his run from behind. It allows Dortmund to get back, and then hits does enough to cut the angle from Mahrez. He cannot finish it off, but it does go behind for a corner kick as Raheem Sterling is prepared here on the sidelines. He will come on for Mahrez, who is limping a little bit after that last effort. Hopefully that's nothing too serious. For the match winner, for the tie winner here for Manchester City. But Sterling will come in to provide the energy for the last couple of minutes. So Rodri looks for a switch of play. Picks out Silva very nicely, and Silva's touch is brilliant. Good night, Max. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you did enjoy the match and the stream. Here's Hits. He'll send this one long. Just like Mr. Max, would there be fans in the stands? This would be about the time they start to file out of the stadium. 1.5 minutes remaining in regulation. 3 goals required from Borussia Dortmund. The unlikeliest of scenarios for them to advance, and with the hope and the life drained out of their eyes, Chan will draw a free kick. He'll be allowed to carry on, and he will blast one goalwards, but it is well high and well wide. Chan wants a yellow card, but it won't make any difference. We mentioned coming into the day, not a single Manchester City player was on a yellow card caution. There would be no way to spite them from the grave if you are a Dortmund player with a yellow card. They cannot be suspended for the next round. They will all be available for Pep Guardiola to select. And we do just have 45 seconds remaining. Ederson stepping up to the goal kick. Can't imagine there will be too many minutes of stoppage time at the end of the match. We had a few substitutions, only one from City and a free kick. Yeah, coming in late here was Gio Reyna. Bowls over Zinchenko. He takes it straight off the face, and this might give us a little bit of stoppage time as we are just about to arrive at the end of regulation. Oh yeah, takes it right in the face there, does Zinchenko, and we'll hope for the best from him. I don't think Reyna really intended it. He just realized he's a little late. Decides to go in anyway. Clatters right into the face of Zinchenko. You can see he is a little bit dazed here as we do have 4 minutes of stoppage time. So, yeah, I got that one wrong. I'll certainly administer the concussion check here. I think perhaps it might behoove Pep Guardiola just to sub Zinchenko off either way at this point. Plenty of substitutions still available for Guardiola. He has only made the singular change for Sterling. I'm sure Mendy is available on the bench. But no, looks like Zinchenko will be all right. We'll pass the initial concussion screening and we'll come back onto the pitch. He did look a little dazed, but yeah, to my eyes, didn't look too out of sorts as he walked off the pitch under his own power. Here's Royce, Haaland, Royce again. He'll lay one out to the far side. Guerrero forced to cut it back. Has Brandt for support. Julian Brandt out to Guerrero. Gives it back to Brandt. It's a nice run. He's inside the box. Here's the cross. Flashed off the 6-yard box, but Stone's there to intervene. He blocks the cross. The clearance is completed by Walker. Minute and a half into our 4 minutes of stoppage time. Akanji. Long throwing over to Chan. He's immediately pressured by De Bruyne. And De Bruyne will just drag him back. Play allowed to continue here by the referee. You may card De Bruyne, excuse me. And now Dortmund have given it away. It's an aggressive challenge by Tige to take this one back, but he cannot slow the attack. Fortunately for him, he doesn't need to, as Silva plays a very loose pass into what he expected to be the run of Raheem Sterling, but not quite making that run was the Englishman. 2 minutes left in Dortmund's Champions League campaign, which will come to a halt here in the last 8. Kyle Walker picking up the second ball. Easy pass out to Sterling. I'll just move it on to Gundogan. Out of time, out of options, out of hope. Our Borussia Dortmund, something they have normally in abundance, something that they certainly have more when their fans are in the stadium. Such a difficult place to play here in Dortmund, but alas, we are still not there in our battle against the pandemic. Dortmund have certainly been second best here today. So many times City have been denied in the past for their own mistakes, for misfortune, but not to be denied here today. Deserved result on the day, likely in the tie as well. So they have just 50 more seconds remaining to close this out and move themselves one step closer to the silverware that all of them so crave. Here's Stones. Out to Silva. Silva's backheel pass comes through the legs, and now Sterling is put in behind. He's through on goal. Here's Raheem Sterling faking the strike, cuts it back, elects not to shoot it, and you can see Sterling so upset with himself. He tried to make it too complicated. He tried to do too much. And in the end, he cannot even get a shot away as he is chased down from behind. It will not make a difference in the match. A free kick awarded to Dortmund. They will not be able to take it. The referee blows for full time, and Manchester City have done it here in Germany. They win on the night 2-1, and they advance on aggregate 4-2 to join Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea in the last 4 of the Champions League. thank you again for tuning in. I do hope you have enjoyed the stream. You've enjoyed the day. Deserved result, I would say, for Manchester City, and can look forward to seeing more of them in the Champions League later on. I'll try to put the match report in my blog today. I do have a bit of a busy schedule later on today, but I know I didn't do it last time. So I'll try to put it on the blog. I need to upload a bunch of videos onto YouTube as well from my Twitch. So a little bit of maintenance work we have to do, but thanks again for tuning in. You know, this was the last day of the Champions League, so we will tune back in for more Premier League action this weekend, hopefully. And we will, of course, be back with the semifinals of the Champions League when those ties do commence. So thanks again, and hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day.